Hi, how are you doing?
Great. And you?
Also good. Nice to see you again.
Yes, nice to see you as well. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Mhm.
Okay, so let me know how could I support you today, and what would you like to get out of this meeting?
Um, the topic that I have been mostly pondering on lately because of my own personal experience is that there are times in our lives when unexpectedly we can get like a hard blow, so to say, right? No matter how advanced in life we are, no matter how educated we are, how conscious we are, how well coached we are, it still can happen. There are some outside circumstances that we cannot control. Also, other people's behavior is out of our control. So this can happen. It can happen that we can receive a painful blow from life. Maybe it's not life, but a situation. This is, I would say, the main topic for me, and how to get out of it, how to get unstuck from the situation, how to get moving forward, and getting over the difficult situations.
Yeah, so when you think about unstuck, uh, why do you feel stuck, or what makes you feel stuck at the moment?
Mhm. Feeling stuck, feels something like when you're not moving, as if your energy is still, your body is not very active. It wants to be maybe more in this inactive condition, and also, but your mind is actually quite active, I would say. So for me, this stuckness means this disbalance between, mind and body, like overthinking, but not releasing the energy and feeling this heaviness in the moment, or in this for a period of time, and not being able to focus clearly on your tasks which are at hand, and on your studies, on your job, on your all the things you have to do, and maybe losing enthusiasm, I would say also.
Mhm. What is, I don't know, one thing that you could do? I look at this idea of feeling stuck. You could feel stuck, or you could feel blocked. And blocked is simply that you're not allowing yourself to express as much as you could. Because I caught myself in the past when I kept repeating myself, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. And the more you repeat it, the more you enforce the same thought. And you will think, okay, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. But when you think, oh, I am blocked, so I'm a bit unsure about what to do next, then your perception slightly shifts.
I totally agree that the wording we give to situations, that how we phrase, uh, how we describe situations in our lives means a lot. I totally agree. However, sometimes, yes, we still can find ourselves that we are over and over reinforcing this situation for ourselves by repeating probably that I'm stuck, I cannot move forward, something bad has happened to me and I don't know how to get out of it. And this continues in your mind, and uh, somehow you think power, you think you're powerless. You don't feel that you have the power and that you have this ability to respond to the situation. That's how I would describe.
But what I know about you is that, okay, once you are in Georgia, but you want to stand up for something, so you want to make a difference, especially in the companies where you work. So I know that you have this mission and you're very driven, and I know that you want to accomplish a lot, and basically to change how leaders react in organizations. So you are a girl on a mission, I would say, and I applaud you for that and for standing up for what you want. And I think for me it's very important when, you know, because you mentioned overthinking, and I'm an overthinker as well. But when you connect with your intuition and your emotion more than with your head, then this could be like a hint that you're moving in a direction. And another thing that comes to mind, I remember I went to a coaching session in the past, and a boy said, "Okay, I'm very stuck." And he was asked the question, "Okay, how much do you move your body?" Because when you start moving your body, even if it's running or you're doing some exercise, then you get yourself in action, and it's very important. There was one tip related to procrastination and how to beat procrastination, and the tip was, okay, you get out of the couch and you start moving and around, and you know, just getting that physical action. um, could be a walk, could be a run, whatever works.
Gabriel, I totally agree, and I think that this is the biggest obstacle when getting unstuck, I guess. The body is not coming forward with you. If you can get your body to move, it's a first step. Absolutely. I think, yeah, we should try to master our mind in a way that it can be our healer also, and the best friend and partner, especially in situations when we feel that we are stuck and we are blocked, or we are not, so that it can direct the body also, exactly as you said. Because what are the signs of when people let's say get into this low states? I don't want to use the word depression, but let's say the stage where you're not physically active, the energies, like your batteries are out of power, you're low on your batteries, right? Okay, for some time, for several days, maybe it's okay, but if we don't get hold of the situation, it can be like a long-term thing, and then it's a problem already, because it can affect our state of mind, state of mood, and then we become someone who is really stuck now in this negativity. But as you said, yes, we always have to remember that there are some things in our lives which are more than us, which are like the mission that you mentioned. Yes, we forget about this, and there's a time that I was also somehow, in this kind of a neutral loop, when I didn't remember actually that I have things to do which are much more important than me as such, and then my emotional state, right? So I don't have this luxury to really to not move and sit on the couch and don't do anything. I really have to push myself. But again, it can happen that, yeah, it's like a spiral, once you get the blow, you get this, I don't know what we can call it. Yeah, something happens, right? Something happens, it's unexpected or expected, or you get paralyzed somehow, and then you need time to get moving. One thing that I discovered for myself is that if you push too hard, you can get resistance from yourself, and maybe you should take it easy in a way that if the emotions are very hard, let's say heavy, and they are low, uh, it's okay to sit with these emotions and to process them.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel, because there's no shortcut. You cannot just jump over the situation. It's okay to give yourself some time to process it, but you should know when to stop. It's actually very good, I think, if you give yourself a deadline, actually. Yeah. I don't know, maybe give yourself 1 week, maybe, to to be in this condition, and then say, at the end of this week, I simply don't have the time anymore, don't have the resources anymore to stay in this condition, and I have to do something. And as you said, something can be as simple as going out and taking a walk.
Yeah,
and moving.
Yeah, it's something that I also
Yeah.
wanted to mention. So you give yourself a deadline, exactly what you said, and then you say, okay, I'm going to be in this state for 4 more days, and then I'm going to get out of it. But also, I would
Actually, I believe in this kind of, yeah, so I'm sorry. Yeah, I believe in this kind because our mind likes to take good orders. If we give it a good instruction, like this type of thing, I think it will come forward. But if you don't give just any definite like a goal to your mind, it can think that you can stay like this forever, and then what it means that you're losing the precious time, the precious energy, the precious resources that you have. And then you forget actually who you are. You forget about your mission, you forget about your goals. And then actually you can really feel lost.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, if you wouldn't feel stuck, or if you wouldn't feel paralyzed, or if you wouldn't feel slightly depressed, let's say, how would you feel?
I would feel energized. I would feel light, like lighter in my body. And also my mind would be thinking or filled with more beautiful thoughts. And yeah, I would feel like doing more things, would feel more active.
Yeah, and this comes, I think, from Tony Robbins. You have this old identity, and you can still have the same thoughts and the same mindset, or you can build this new identity. So where you are energized, you're relaxed, you have beautiful thoughts. So you can nourish these thoughts and embrace more like this new identity. I also went through a tough period in the past. I've been depressed, so I know how it feels, and I know that it sucks because you don't see like the light at the end of the tunnel, and you get, as you said, like paralyzed, not knowing what to do, how to react. But the idea is, to snap out of it and just really push yourself, because there is this resistance, as you said. So the body and the mind wants to keep you back, but when you push yourself, just if you go for a walk, do more. If you go to run the stairs, just do 10 more, or really to push yourself a bit hard. Um, Also, what comes to mind is this idea: when you feel a bit down, the best antidote is to help someone. And I know that you're very active and you're coaching people, and people reach out to you, and you got really good feedback about this. So I say this to you as I say to myself, because I know that I could do so much more. And I think this is the inner conflict we have. It's not really that we're sitting on the couch doing nothing, it's that we know that there is so much more that we can accomplish, and we're not doing it. I think this is the frustration, or this is my case, and could be your case. It's not that you're
My
not doing
case, exactly, because you could do so much more in this time that you are spending in this more depressed or low condition. And yeah, there is this frustration with yourself, of course, that what am I doing now, right? I'm losing my own whatever, what I could accomplish in this time could be much more useful and helpful. But again, we're humans, right? And as I said, no matter how conscious we are in how to handle situations and ourselves, it can happen. It can happen. And yeah, maybe more compassion towards ourselves, more understanding also of ourselves. And as you said, it's very important to be flexible with identity shifts. This has been a mind-blowing concept for me several years ago when I first discovered the whole coaching and personal development world. That actually you can and you should and you must even try to change your identities. It's okay. You shouldn't get tied or bound to this one idea of your identity. And if exactly when life pushes you or gives you this indication with this difficult situation, with this downfalls, with these depressions, I think it's a clear message that that's what you need to do. It's already over with the old self, old identity, because some things didn't work there. Some things were dysfunctional. So if you want to make it work, just let it go and start creating your new no, I wouldn't say especially absolutely that it has to be better. It just has to be new, something new that you haven't felt before, haven't done before, haven't thought before. So this identity which you yourself don't know yet. So this can be a creative process, and this can really, I think, be the best support when overcoming these stuck situations, overcoming depressions, yeah, finding this creativity in your own creation, so to say, in the creation of your new self.
Yeah, and what I also like is this idea that life can happen to you, or you can create life in your life, basically. So you can create new things for you, or you can just say, oh, life is happening to me. So, for example, yeah, if you have an accident, or if you have a breakup, or if you're going through some tough times, that is life happening to you. But when you think, oh, I'm the creator in my own life, I'm the actress, I'm the movie star, then what can I create for myself? And this is also like a tiny shift, because when you, as you said about creativity, right, when you're more creative, but you get to create your own life. So basically you can design your own life the way you want, the way you want it to be. So yeah, this is also important to look at both sides. Where is life happening to me, because it's nothing I can do and I just react to what's happening, and where am I creating my life? You know what Rich says about the default future, which is just a straight line, and doing what you did in the past, you're gonna repeat and recreate more of that. Or you can have this exponential line where you create more in your life. And I really love your energy and your presence and everything you bring, and I see that you have so much to offer. And I see this is your frustration, because you say, oh, there's so much that could be changed in the world, there's so much, you know, because you've seen like leaders in the organizations who are not doing their best, or who are not serving the people, because it's all about coaching is about leadership, and is about serving the people, and is about being there to empower others, basically. So yeah, I think we feel stuck, or we feel even lost a bit, because we're not doing as much as we could do.
Um, Yes, exactly. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about it. That's something else I would say that always helps. It always helps to share with like-minded people, to share with people who are on the same page and on the same understanding as you. I think I thank myself actually also for joining Transition Excellence, because this was one of the best ideas that I could really, offer myself for my advancement. Because the energy of the group, the material itself, um, the idea of future creation, what we could accomplish separately and together, all of us, giving or receiving this power again. I mean, actually, or maybe remembering how powerful we really are, and getting back these energies to start moving towards these bigger goals. I mean, actually, really, since we already chose to be in this community, we chose to be coaches, to be leading someone, to be serving other people, it means that this is really beyond us. Yeah, it's more than us. So we have to go towards the calling, and uh, all the difficulties, all the obstacles, this let's say situations in our lives, they will yeah, serve as lessons maybe, and as they will not make us, stuck anymore as much. So as far as I understand all of this, still, it's very important to get support sometimes, like the sharing platforms that we have, like in bigger groups, like having your own coach, or maybe going through therapy. Everyone who feels stuck in their lives in this moment, for instance, they could um, of course, support themselves, but also seek some support from other people. I think it's very important, especially in times like this.
Yeah, and also, I shared this quote with you in the previous call. Turn your mess into your message. This is what Ingrazio says. So whatever you struggle with, whatever you went through that was difficult, that could become your message. And this is how you can show up in the world and be authentic and be vulnerable and say, okay, I went through this, so I now master this situation. If this would happen again, I would know how to behave because I know how I thought in the past and I know how I would react in the future. So it's very important to see, okay, what was the struggle, what was the pain, let's say, but what was the lesson? Because we grow, we expand, we are more than this, body, flesh, and bones. We are spirit, so we are connected with the divine. And I was talking, I think yesterday, with another member of Transition Excellence, and it was this idea about connecting with the intuition. And basically, when you're coaching somebody, you go with what is present in the moment, but also you have a connection with the spirit or the source or the divine or God or whoever we believe in. And we're channeling that as we are coaching somebody. So yeah, I think it's a deep connection between mind, but also with spirit.
Gabriela, we're 20 minutes into the talk, and I already feel much better. That's what you're talking about. It's channeling, of course, and because you are in the state where you are living, right, and you are transmitting this energy to me, and of course, vice versa. But that's where the magic happens, actually, in this moment, in the moments like this. I totally believe in this. But one thing which, well, was characteristic for me, and maybe other people can relate also, is that when I was feeling very down, I was isolating myself. I wasn't connecting. I was like building this wall, or I didn't, yeah, I wasn't sharing, I wasn't showing up. So I shut myself, for some time. That's why I say that they already, when I stepped out of it and came out of this dark place, let's say, I already stepped into your community and towards and said yes to serve on a greater level. This, of course, is a clear indication that I'm already over the situation. But there were several months when I was totally like really not, I didn't like myself also in this condition. Yes, I didn't want to see myself like this, and I didn't want others to see me in this condition. So I just shut it out. Yeah, which was for me it was quite a few months, and well, now I look at it and I say that yes, maybe I need, well, not maybe, but I would say again, this was the time I needed to process the information. Um, yes, not every situation requires several months, of course, but it depends. This was something which really gave me some painful experience. That's why I just had to process this information. There was some cognitive dissonance going on in my head also, because I couldn't connect what happened with my I don't know, expectation, or how I saw the world, or what I believed in. There was this big crash between my beliefs, my attitudes, my position towards certain persons and situation, and what I got back. So this got me really into this painful clash, I would say. And yeah, so for this, I don't know. I guess we all have our own personal guidance, how we deal with situations, how we process information. Yeah, some people are more quick maybe to respond to situations. Some people are slower. But again, what I would want to be the message is that it's okay. You're not losing time. You're not losing yourself. Maybe you are actually in this low moment. You are actually looking for and you're building your new self. You are actually there to let go and actually permit the destruction of this old identity. So, and the destruction is painful, of course. Everything that's lost or that's destroyed, it creates pain. So this pain has its purpose also. It shouldn't. It's not just that we will become stronger after the pain. It's just to find the meaning of it. What is the whole meaning? Why was this painful situation in front of me? Why did I have to go through this? So maybe it's exactly because to tell you that in order to become more resourceful, more meaningful, more important, more serving in your life, exactly, just you have to let go of all these burdens, of all these maybe false beliefs, maybe the beliefs that you believed didn't serve you, maybe they were all false and you were in this illusion, and now you have the chance to make this like cancellation, so to say, and rebuild it, reconnect with yourself, and as you said, in a more integral condition, like when you're not only in this brain and mind, but also connecting with this higher source or higher spirit, or the energy which is channeled through us, and find some new ways of uh, expressing yourself, of realizing yourself. So now that I'm talking to you, actually, I think I'm right now exactly in
Talking to
this moment.
yourself.
Yeah, that's what is happening. Actually, I'm finding my new voice. I'm finding some new message maybe to say. That's incredible.
Yeah, and the voice is never lost. So we have a voice because when we came to Earth, we were screaming very loud to announce our presence to the world. So our voice is not lost. We just need to allow it and to express whatever is true to ourselves. And I love this idea that you connected pain with purpose in a similar way. So okay, and I see this as your biggest gift. So when you're gonna coach other people, you're gonna be able to show them, okay, this was the pain, but what was the purpose? What was the motivation behind it? So as you're reframing everything for yourself, because this is what you're doing, you take an action that happened in the past to say, okay, it's very important to allow space and time for whatever happens. So this is your gift. I mean, as coaches, we are not psychotherapists. We get the client from point A to point B, but it's in a way important to understand, okay, what is this person going through right now? So how can I support him or her better for the future? So yes, it's very important to have empathy and compassion with ourselves, because we are very good with helping others, supporting others on the journey, but we are not turning to ourselves and see, okay, what's going on the inside for me? How am I feeling? Let me allow these emotions and whatever I'm struggling with and suffering, or maybe grieving, or whatever loss that happened there. You just know, okay, it's a process. It's gonna take time. I don't know how much, but I'm here to grow, basically. So when you have this awareness, okay, it's just a process. For example, in my case, I was hospitalized because I'm labeled bipolar. I've been in the hospital in and out, and I said, okay, I'm not gonna die. Whatever happens, they can restrain me to a bed. They can treat me as bad as possible. but I'm not gonna die. And with that realization, I said, okay, it's just a process, and it's a matter of time. It could take 1 week, 3 weeks, but I'm gonna get out of this situation. And of course, when I came out of the hospital, you know, people were preparing for lockdown, and I was preparing for the amazing life that was in front of me. So it was very strange because they said, okay, get in the house. And I was like, no, I'm finally free. You don't understand. I'm free now. So yeah, and I think for me, coaching really was the trigger because I had all these insights, right? And you see the world with new lenses and you look, okay, there's so much more out there and there's so much more in me that I can offer, that you realize, okay, what I've been living until now was not really a life, you know.
Wow, yes, yes. Thank you. And it's so powerful to listen to other people's stories. It's so powerful, you know. Sometimes we think we center around ourselves egoistically or egocentrically. We think we are, you know, the center of the world, and all these bad things can happen or are happening to us. And you know, like, yeah, we can get into this mindset of victims sometimes. Well, we're not there. We'll never be victims. I believe anyone who has once transcended this victimhood will never fall back in. But still, there can be this mindset around, you know, that why is it me that, let's say, all these negative things are happening, and why are these people treating me like this, or why am I always faced with problems and things like that? And then you listen to someone's story, and it's so much more powerful, and it shows you that it's not even a bit closer to what you've been through. There's somebody else has been through something much more difficult and challenging. And then you think, come on, you know, just that's what it is. Instead of focusing on yourself, look out there and listen to others, and listen to how they overcame the situations, how they dealt with this hopelessness. And what you said is incredible, because you told yourself that you would get out of the situation. You already had the instruction given to yourself. So you knew that it was just a matter of time. So that's another great tip to anybody who is willing to quickly get unstuck from difficult situations, would be that, really, as we said in the beginning, give yourself this clear indication that you will get out. Give yourself clear deadline that maybe, I don't know, if it's a very heavy burden, give yourself, yeah, you know yourself more better than anybody else, right? How you process this emotional pain. Give yourself 1 week, or give yourself, I don't know, 1 month, but give yourself a deadline. And then by this deadline, be prepared to show up on a much greater level, to show up your new self, and don't shut out from the world, because nothing good can happen in the isolation. Finally, we need each other.
Yeah.
We need each other. We cannot survive to the fullest. We cannot be the best versions of ourselves without each other. It's not possible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great what you shared. And of course, there's power in community and in being surrounded by people who, not exactly that they went through the same thing, but we, you know, similar stories. What Varian always says, we hear people's stories through our stories. So we get different messages when we talk to people. But it's very important, as you said, okay, it's not only happening to me. It's not only me who's hurting right now. So there are people who go through much difficult situations. For example, I talked to a guy in Uganda, and he said, okay, people have no clothes here, people have no food, there are widows, they are suffering from the war, they are still processing trauma. So we believe that, okay, what's happening to me, it's awful, but we don't realize, okay, people go through much difficult situations. So when you realize, okay, it's not just me, and there is so much more going there, then you know, you're not focusing, as you said, you're not focusing only on yourself, but okay, how can I support others and how can I lift others? And that is the gift and the power we have to bring to others.
Yes, the antidote to your own suffering, I totally believe, is helping others. Yes, because first of all, you process your own pains through this process of sharing or coaching, and you give others, you allow others to do the same. So you are like a channel also for them, yeah, to channel their own difficulties, their own pains. So yeah, the painful situations can happen, but suffering is a choice still. We can choose whether we will respond to the situation in suffering, or really whether we will get purpose out of this pain, some meaning out of it, which can serve uh, to push us, or to give us this step even to the higher level, where we could never ascend if we didn't go through this painful situation.
Yeah.
Look at all the greatest minds and the greatest authors and the people who we admire actually around the world, right? There is nobody with an easy past. There is some story behind all of these people, writers, authors, anybody who has done anything great in this so far for the humanity uh, seems to have quite a impressive history, in a way that there were pains there. Yes, there were some painful experiences there, because this greatness, from with my observation, I think greatness requires even this certain dose of pain, and that we shouldn't be afraid of it. We shouldn't be resisting it. If you resist pain and difficult situations, means that you are refusing life. You cannot shut out from it. If you want to go and flow, harmoniously with life, life will give you happinesses and unhappinesses, and finally it will balance itself out, I believe. But there will be times when you will feel unbalanced and stuck and lost and confused, and like useless, and all these conditions, which when we're in these lower dimensions, right? But then again, how do you rise up if you don't feel this lower states? We cannot be in one straightforward line. That's not possible. That's why this um, emotional, like say, ups and downs are okay. Yes, of course, they are okay now that we talk about it, because we are handled handled it more or less, right? We can already say now that we've mastered it, which doesn't mean that in future we are exempt and other difficult situations are not coming towards us, of course. But I don't know, from my now that I'm reaching this or growing in age also, and also in this speciality and in this profession, which is personal development, what I observe is that it takes less and less time to process negative situations, actually. Yes, and it's a gift. I think it's a gift of this whole experience, and then you give yourself this balance by snapping out, or processing things quicker. Yes, why? Because you think you know already that this time is very precious. Your resource is very precious. You don't have it to lose. It's a pity to lose. Yeah, because no, right, because you have much more important things to do. So the time that it would take me also personally, for instance, to process some difficult situations in the past when I was much younger would be much longer. And now, yeah, maybe, as you said, my gift now as a coach would be also to help people shorten also this time when they want to get unstuck and deal with some difficulties, and help them to process this information. And this is nothing else than information. There is this yeah, clash between your beliefs and the information that has come from external environment. And yes, again, there are stages. And as you said, if it's a very difficult, like it's a grief, or if it's a loss of a loved one, or if it's a grief of from losing, I don't know, financial stability, your job, some very difficult situations, yes, of course, they need you to process this information. There is no shortcut, but still there are how to say, guidance, yeah, some tips, some recommendations, maybe even, or some uh, like wisdom, deeper knowledge, which can make it for all of us less painful, and give us this resource, the ability to process these difficult situations in a shorter time.
Yeah, and I love what you said about suffering being a choice. What I know is that happiness is a choice. So,
Suffering also.
yeah. But when I wake up in the morning, I say, okay, I have happiness and unhappiness, like, two boxes, and I can tick the one who says happiness. And then I just decide, for me, happiness is a decision. You decide, okay, I'm going to be happy in spite of, it's not like you're fooling yourself, or you say, oh, no, it's just a decision. Okay, today I'm going to feel better. Today I'm going to do something different. Could be, talking to a friend, could be having this discussion with somebody else, or could be going for a run. But you make a conscious decision, and it's very important to be conscious, like to be like an intention. Okay, my intention for today is to be happy. My intention for tomorrow could be to be more present in my life. My intention for another day could be, I don't know, to bring more presence or awareness and so on. So yeah, it's very important, like to set an intention at the beginning of a call, or at the beginning of an action, or at the beginning of the day even. And at the end of the day, you could say, okay, this was my intention. What happened during the day? Was I aligned with this intention or not? So it's very important. Yeah, I really love talking to you today, and I love your energy, and you're a smart, brilliant woman, and you have all these gifts and talents that you can say, okay, this is what happened in the past, this is what I want to create in the future. And when you separate, it's like this road, okay, belongs to the past, this road I will take for the future, but now I'm just present and allowing whatever. I don't know, when you second guess yourself, or when you think, okay, am I really going to do this? Am I really going to succeed? You ask those questions because you really want to succeed. You really want to make a difference. So otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting in this place like, okay, what am I doing? Because, there are people who are, as I would say, they're living that default life. They do not ask questions. They're not curious. They are not interested. They live in that tiny box, and they never jump out of the box to see, okay, what else is possible. So when you are on that place where you're searching for the deeper meaning, for you're on the right path. You're on the right path when you ask yourself those questions. Okay, how can I have a bigger impact? How can I support more people? How can I reach to more organizations? How can I shift? Because I know you're talking about your country, and you feel a little bit left behind. But also in Romania, we didn't have democracy for the last 30 years. We still have all these social conflicts and so on. But uh, strong leaders who have something to say will definitely show up and make a change. So yeah, I applaud you for that, and I don't know, I'm very grateful for just meeting you and having this conversation. And I see in you like all the qualities and the strengths, like you have all it takes to succeed. And I know that you already coach several people, and people are following you, and they connect with you, and they feel inspired by what you share. So it's great what you're doing. And yeah, I think, okay, how I would ask you, how do you feel now compared to the beginning where you said, okay, I'm stuck, I'm unsure, I don't know what to do? Because I can see that you're glowing. You have like a different vibe. I
You know, my yeah, it is so. I cannot contain it. Gabriela, thank you so much. You have this energy which is contagious. You have this determination in you. This core, like a strong core. I don't know. You sound also so reliable and so responsible. It's in your words and in your whole expression. And it's contagious. I have now some part of it is in me already. And thanks so much for having me on your podcast and giving me this opportunity to express and reminding me once again that actually, yes, our biggest challenges can become our biggest gifts. And especially by being open, by being more connecting and sharing and not being afraid to be vulnerable. On the contrary, we are living now in this day and age, especially with this COVID pandemic going on in the world, that there is nothing as precious as human connection, as human vulnerability, because everything material is like, it's gone. It's here and it's gone. Nothing is lasting. Only what is lasting is this true human connection. And we can help each other. We are here to support each other. And especially in countries like Georgia, who need some bigger pulling power, I would say, in the face of some more advanced friends and partners from Europe, from the US, from other developed world. Because yes, I do feel that we are left behind in many areas, especially development. And thank you for reminding me, really, and giving me this realization once again that yes, I'm on a mission. And if I want to make an impact in my life, it's now. I have to act now, and I have to do it in my everyday routine. It's not something always extraordinary, right? It's like one conversation at a time, one connection at a time. Even setting your day right, and as you said, choosing to be happy in this one day can already make a difference. So I'm forever grateful for this exchange with you, Gabriela.
Yeah, thank you so much as well. And I wanted to ask you, like, what is one takeaway or one, I don't know, I wouldn't call it insight. What's your takeaway from this discussion?
My takeaway, and so grateful for that. I had this pause. I told you I'm very social on social, very active on social media. I have my Facebook page, my followers, and people who are really inspired, let's say, by my message. And because I wasn't feeling like in shape, and I was feeling this kind of down, I was also disconnected from that. And I had this big pause. So I don't know, maybe there are people who are waiting for me to show up again. So I will just go ahead and without any further ado, I will just post something. I will do something on social media, and thanks for pushing the button, which kind of made me go active again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your time today. And I'm gonna look out for whatever comes next in your path. Yeah, just thank you so much. Very, very grateful to have you here. And have a lovely day and talk to you soon. Okay, thank you. Bye.